Are you struggling with a lack of confidence and seeking answers to unlock your full potential? In this video, we delve into the fascinating world of Buddhism to unravel the mysteries behind our lack of confidence. Lesson 1. You Play Small. Buddhism teaches that each person has immense potential. This potential is often compared to a lotus flower, which grows beautifully even in muddy waters. Yet many of us choose to play small. We shrink ourselves to fit into what we think society expects of us. We hide our talents and unique qualities because we fear they might make others uncomfortable. This habit is a significant barrier to confidence. In Buddhist philosophy, this is tied to the concept of the middle way. This doesn't mean settling for mediocrity, but rather avoiding extremes and embracing our true nature. When we play small, we're not living in our truth. We're not embracing the middle way. We're denying the world the unique gifts we have to offer. The path to confidence begins with recognizing this tendency. It's about acknowledging that by playing small, we're not serving anyone, least of all ourselves. Buddhism encourages mindfulness, which in this context means being aware of when we're diminishing our light. Once we recognize this habit, we can start to challenge it. We can start to take small steps outside our comfort zone. We can start to share our unique voice, our unique perspective. This isn't about arrogance or ego. It's about humbly offering our authentic selves to the world. The Buddha himself was just a man who chose to step into his power. He chose to share his truth with the world, and in doing so, he transformed countless lives. You too have that power. You too have that potential. But first, you must stop playing small. You must embrace your true nature, your unique gifts. That is the path to true confidence. Lesson 2. You compare. Too much comparison is a thief of joy, and it's also a significant barrier to confidence. Buddhism teaches us to focus on our own path, our own journey. Yet, too often, we're distracted by the paths of others. We look at their successes, their talents, their possessions, and we feel lacking. This habit of comparison breeds envy, insecurity, and self-doubt. In Buddhist philosophy, this is tied to the concept of impermanence. Everything in life is constantly changing, including ourselves and those around us. What we see when we compare ourselves to others is just a snapshot, a single moment in time. It's not the full picture. Comparison often leads to desire, which Buddhism identifies as a source of suffering. We desire what others have. We desire to be like others. This desire can never be fully satisfied because there will always be someone who has more, who is better. The path to confidence lies in breaking this cycle of comparison and desire. It's about focusing on our own journey, our own growth. It's about cultivating contentment with what we have, who we are, right now in this moment. Buddhism teaches us to practice gratitude. By regularly acknowledging and appreciating what we have, we can counteract the tendency to compare and desire. We can learn to see the abundance in our own lives rather than focusing on what we lack. We can reframe comparison as inspiration. Instead of envying others' successes, we can use them as motivation. We can admire their qualities and strive to cultivate our own. This shifts the focus back to our own journey, our own growth. Lesson 3. You hold on to failure. Failure is a part of life. It's how we learn, how we grow. Yet many of us hold on to our failures. We let them define us. We carry them with us like heavy bags, weighing us down and blocking our path to confidence. Buddhism teaches us the concept of non-attachment. This doesn't mean we shouldn't care about anything. Rather, it means we shouldn't let things control us, define us. This includes failure. When we hold on to failure, we're attaching our sense of self-worth to a single event, a single moment. We're letting it define us. This is a harmful habit that breeds self-doubt and insecurity. The path to confidence lies in letting go of failure. It's about acknowledging that failure is a part of life, but it doesn't define us. It's about learning from our failures, then moving on. Buddhism encourages mindfulness and acceptance. When we fail, we should acknowledge it, learn from it, then let it go. We shouldn't dwell on it, shouldn't let it consume us. This is easier said than done. Of course, it requires practice, patience. One helpful practice is meditation. By quieting our mind, we can gain perspective. We can see our failures for what they are. Single events, single moments. They don't define us. They don't control us. Another helpful practice is self-compassion. Too often we're our own harshest critics. We beat ourselves up over our failures. But this only serves to keep us stuck, to hold us back. By practicing self-compassion, we can treat ourselves with kindness, with understanding. We can learn to see failure not as a reflection of our worth, but as an opportunity for growth. Lesson 4. You silence yourself. Each of us has a unique voice, a unique perspective. Yet many of us choose to silence ourselves. We hold back our thoughts, our ideas, our opinions because we fear they won't be valued, won't be accepted. This habit is a significant barrier to confidence. In Buddhist philosophy, this is tied to the concept of right speech. This doesn't mean we should say whatever we want, whenever we want. Rather, it means we should speak our truth, but do so in a way that's kind, that's helpful. When we silence ourselves, we're not practicing right speech. We're not sharing our truth with the world. We're denying others the chance to learn from our unique perspective. The path to confidence begins with recognizing this tendency. It's about acknowledging that by silencing ourselves, we're not serving anyone, least of all ourselves. Buddhism encourages mindfulness, which in this context means being aware of when we're holding back our voice. Once we recognize this habit, we can start to challenge it. We can start to share our thoughts, our ideas, our opinions. We can start to speak our truth. This isn't about dominating conversations or speaking just for the sake of it. It's about humbly offering our unique perspective to the world. Lesson 5. You chase. Perfect perfection is an illusion. It's a constantly moving target, an unattainable goal. Yet, many of us chase it. We strive for the perfect body, the perfect job, the perfect life. This pursuit is a significant barrier to confidence. Buddhism teaches us the concept of acceptance. This means accepting ourselves, accepting our lives, exactly as they are. It doesn't mean we can't strive for improvement, for growth. But it does mean we shouldn't make our self-worth conditional on achieving some impossible standard. When we chase perfection, we're rejecting the present moment. We're saying that who we are, what we have right now, isn't good enough. This breeds self-doubt, insecurity. The path to confidence lies in letting go of this pursuit of perfection. It's about accepting ourselves, our lives, exactly as they are. It's about understanding that we're enough just as we are. Buddhism encourages the practice of self-compassion. This means treating ourselves with kindness, with understanding. It means acknowledging our strengths, our weaknesses, and accepting them both. One helpful practice is affirmations. By regularly affirming our worth, our enoughness, we can counteract the tendency to chase perfection. We can learn to see ourselves in a more positive, more accepting light. Another helpful practice is setting realistic goals. Rather than striving for the impossible, we can set achievable goals that challenge us, that help us grow. This shifts the focus from perfection to progress, from self-criticism to self-improvement. Lesson 6. You don't know. Self-knowledge is the foundation of confidence, yet many of us go through life without truly knowing ourselves. We're disconnected from our values, our passions, our true selves. This disconnect is a significant barrier to confidence. When we don't know ourselves, we're like a ship without a rudder. We're tossed around by the winds of external expectations, external influences. We lack the inner compass that guides us towards our true path. The path to confidence lies in self-discovery. It's about taking the time to understand our true nature, our unique gifts. It's about connecting with our values, our passions, our authentic selves. Buddhism encourages the practice of meditation. By quieting our mind, we can gain insight into our true nature. We can see past the distractions, the external influences, and connect with our authentic selves. One helpful practice is journaling. By regularly writing down our thoughts, our feelings, we can gain clarity. We can start to see patterns, to understand what truly matters to us. Another helpful practice is trying new things. This can help us discover our passions, our talents. It can help us understand what brings us joy, what makes us feel alive. Self-discovery is a journey, not a destination. It's about continually evolving, continually growing. But with each step, we gain a little more confidence. We gain a little more clarity. We gain a little more understanding of our true selves.